We are back at it again here with another video with Invest for Tomorrow. To the first time viewers and investors, welcome to the channel. To all subscribers, welcome back. Here we are with the SPY, the SP 500 index, doing a full transition from the rip area up here to the dip area in today's volatility. And in today's volatility, our SPY buy at 12:35 p.m. sent out a bear indicator. And from that moment forward, outflows crossed the midpoint to the downside. Pure weakness there on 42 vision. And put options went up 300% plus within an hour, guys. And as you see, they're popping up within the screen, within the options chain. Some options even went higher than that. If you guys want to receive this clarity and edge of the charts, you can now gain access to it as well. The link is down below in the description to the 42 vision indicators, getting connected over to our bots, and becoming part of a growing community of investors, all looking to learn and grow together by receiving this clarity and edge over the charts and using these resources to maximize in either direction, whether stocks are going up or going down. So here we are with the SPY doing a full transition and fighting to hold itself up above 414 here after hitting lows of 413. And we're going to talk about what's going on with the inflow versus outflow and bull and bear indicators. But before we do, I want to share with you guys the home run opportunity that was mentioned this morning over at the Discord. So the home run of the day was spectacular and beyond expectations. And if you guys want to know about these stocks early on and receive this clarity and edge of the charts, you can now gain access to it as well. The link is down below in the description to the 42 vision indicators, getting connected over to our bots and becoming part of a growing community of investors, all looking to learn and grow together by receiving this clarity and edge over the charts. So the home run of the day was from our Netflix spot. Our Netflix spot sent out a bear indicator at 11:50 a.m. And from that moment forward, outflows crossed the midpoint to the downside. Pure weakness there on 42 vision. And put options went up 100% plus within an hour, guys. And as you see, they're popping up within the screen, within the options chain. Some options even went higher than that. If you guys want to receive this clarity and edge of the charts, you can now gain access to it as well. The link is down below in the description to the 42 vision indicators, getting connected over to our bots. We look forward to having you join us, and we strive for opportunities like these every single day. Let's jump into these charts. So here we are with the SPY doing a full transition, as I stated earlier in the video, from the rip area of bright green bars to the dip area, as I call it, on 42 vision of wire thread borders. Now, if this is your first time coming across the channel, this is 42 vision, which allows us to see the dips from the rips to the dips, and where the strength and weakness lies within the charts. And we also use our bull and bear indicators and inflow versus outflow as an extra layer of confirmation, which I'm going to pull up here and you can now gain access to as well. The link is down below in the description to the 42 vision indicator, getting connected over to our bots and becoming part of a growing community of investors, all looking to learn and grow together by receiving this clarity and edge over the charts and using these resources to maximize in either direction, whether stocks are going up or going down. And in today's video, I'm going to pull up the inflow versus outflow indicator, which adds that extra layer of confirmation and gives us that edge within the volatility. So here we are with the SPY under a bear indicator at 419 area in today's pre-market, after yesterday's bull indicator popping up around the same area at around the 419.09 area. And these outflows were dominating since yesterday. And one moment of the day today, towards the middle of the day, these inflows try to come back up here on the 30-minute. And I had stated in yesterday's video, to justify any further strength on this bull indicator, these inflows would need to pick back up. And that's not what happened. They continue to dominate these outflows. They tried coming back up, quickly rejected, and dominated all day here in the second half when the drop happened here from 418 down towards the 413 area. So we need to talk about the key levels I would watch going into tomorrow. But right now, on the 30-minute, the SPY is under a bear indicator, and we have here inflows trying to pick back up. but still below the midpoint, something to not ignore. And that's going to be crucial and critical. If there's going to be any further strength here to the upside, these inflows need to pick back up and cross that midpoint. I'm going to be watching that very carefully. And if there's any rejection as it's getting closer to the midpoint or below it, and it goes from green to red, back down, pulling away from the midpoint, things could quickly start to reflect that weakness into the chart as those outflows continue like it did today, right? Not guaranteed to make the same exact move, but when things cross back down and pulled away from it significantly, hitting lows down here of negative 3.87, and the SPY dropped within that move from 418 down towards the 414, 413 area. Now, not guaranteed to make the same exact move, but something to not overlook and miss here, how quickly things can pull back to the downside, reflecting that weakness if these outflows were to continue to pull away from the midpoint. But right now, inflows are trying to pick back up, and the outflows are at negative 2.23. Now, let's go ahead and zoom out here and look at this from the 1 hour. And if we see here in the bigger picture, these outflows were really close to the midpoint in yesterday's after hours. And I talked about how crucial it was that no bear indicator has popped up yet. We are transitioning so far into red bars, no bear indicator. But if these outflows crossed over, things could quickly start to reflect into the charts based off the 1 hour chart. The bear indicator popped up here at around 418.50 area, and the full transition from the rip area to the dip area has happened. Now, it's the first bear indicator that pops up since the last bull indicator here on May 17th, when things were actually down towards 411.80 area, and the inflows had crossed over back again under that bull indicator, and the full strength up towards 420. Now, things have been sitting sideways. And in yesterday's video, we talked about how important 417.50 has been as a support. And that's where the battle was in the first half of today. Because if we zoom into the 15-minute within the volatility, we could see here how that tight range was there between 417, 418, and the 417.50 area was the consolidation of the battle until things broke through. 470 was broken through. You could see those outflows crossing back down, rejecting these inflows, and it was under a bear indicator since way up here at around 419.70, and no bull indicator popped up in that transition, and things continued downwards with pure weakness there on 42 vision and the white with red borders. Now, the inflows are trying to pick back up here as well. This is going to be crucial and something to not ignore, because if it could continue upwards, we may see some strength start to reflect into these charts going into tomorrow. And I'm going to share with you guys the key levels I would watch going into tomorrow if these inflows were to continue with strength, not just here on the 15-minute, but also here on the 30-minute, right? So the first key level of support is going to be 414, and then below that is the 412 area. If these outflows were to continue lower, and not just here on the 30-minute, but also here on the 15-minute, pulling down away from this midpoint to the downside, that's going to be crucial and critical. And if these bear indicators continue to dominate here on the 15-minute and on the 30-minute, that is going to be something to not ignore. And then below 412, if that gets broken through, the next level of support is 410. Now, to the upside, it's going to be crucial and critical, as I stated, for these inflows to pick back up, not just here on the 30-minute, but also here on the 1 hour, go from red to green, heading towards the midpoint to start reflecting that strength into these charts, and eventually cancel out this bear indicator with a possible bull indicator. And something to not ignore here is that a full transition from the rip area to the dip area has happened, and it's going to be crucial for these inflows to pick up to justify any possible strength to the upside to eventually cancel out that bear indicator. Now, same thing here on the 30-minute and on the 15-minute, as it's really close to the midpoint, it's going to be critical and crucial for these inflows to cross over to quickly start to reflect that strength into these charts and start retesting key resistance levels. And the first key resistance level is 417.50, guys. That was a huge support in the last several days and weeks. And here we are below it, and that's going to be the first resistance that the bulls want to try to tear through as these inflows try to continue to pick up to reflect any further strength and eventually cancel out this bear indicator with a bull indicator. And then the next resistance above that is going to be the 419 area, not that far off where the bear indicator popped up, and then the 420 area, guys. These are the key levels I'm watching to the upside and to the downside in this tight range, and I'm going to be watching these inflow versus outflows very carefully as they're getting really close to the midpoint and green right now. The 1 hour is red. It's going to be crucial for it to switch from red to green and start pulling upwards, but the 15-minute is right there near the midpoint, and it's going to be crucial to watch within the volatility. Does it break through, or will it reject any further down? Because it will start to reflect that weakness or strength pretty quickly within these charts, guys. And I'm going to be watching the bull and bear indicators as well as these key levels as I stated. As always, guys, thank you guys so much for watching, and let's make some money.